We live?
Yes, sir. Welcome
Welcome back
back.
in. Yes, sir. Hey man, y'all know we back at it again with another pod, another stream, another episode.
You know,
Final
somebody happy this
prediction.
week.
Yeah. Somebody put a smile on their face for whatever reason, but we gonna get into that in a little bit later. I don't really don't hear that right now,
And
to be honest.
talking,
What's up?
who we talking about?
You, top left on my screen, to y'all too.
Yeah. Everybody got a reason to smile. But I mean not well, you kinda got half and half, dude, because half of you is right, half of you is wrong. So let's just get the obvious out of the way. What is college football week last week, fam? Like I know y'all watched most of the games. I caught some of them here and there. And like we seen Bama in a game with Texas. We saw, I mean, how many upsets last week? Four or five. And we talking about top 10 teams at that. Um, Top 25 teams going down left and right. Um, I mean, what's y'all thoughts on
We
last
we
week? Is it a
we
fluke?
we gonna start off here. Scott Frost got fired.
Absolutely, as he should have.
Me and Darius, we was literally talking week 0, saying after they lost, bro, Scott Frost literally has like 2 games he can lose for the rest of the year, basically, to not get
Facts.
fired. And of course, he wins. What, he won the next game, and then of course he comes back and loses.
And he barely won in this game. He got separation late
Yeah,
in the game, but that game was closer than the score
The
indicates.
score, so
yeah.
yeah.
But his defense really failed him against Georgia Southern.
Bro, 625 yards of total offense. This is
Outrageous.
nothing, bro. That's something I expect from Alabama. They went out there and let Georgia Southern do it.
Bobby not Clay Helton at that. We seen what he did at SC. Jeez.
Georgia Southern, bro. Like, when's the last time you heard anything about Georgia Southern? To be exact, for
Uh,
any reason.
when they had the what you call that McKinney and Breland. It's the last time I heard anything from them.
About 5 years ago, man.
I say,
Maybe a little bit longer than that, to be honest.
I don't even know that's 5 years ago, fam. We might have. I feel like I might have been in college student when I heard them names.
We probably was college students when we heard them names.
Let's be real.
So we can address the elephant in the room,
Yeah, go
right?
ahead, please.
App State knocked off the number 6 team in the country in Texas A&M. I know y'all loving it right there, right? Can't wait to throw it in my face. My analysis from that game, quarterback for Texas A&M struggled mightily. I think we can anticipate seeing Max Johnson this weekend against Miami. 97 yards for the game. That is outrageous. 97 yards for the game against the same team who went and played North Carolina, who has a true freshman quarterback and gave up 65 points in a game. Now the talent differential is mighty, right? So you can tell the difference between North Carolina and Texas A&M. For Texas A&M quarterback to go out there and not only lose the game, his defense gave him every opportunity possible to take control of the game. He just failed to do so. Granted that he's still a young kid, right? So that was only his 5th game playing, 6th game total. He got hurt in the Colorado game last year. But 5 games in 3 years, I just don't think he has enough experience. I don't think he's ready. I am anticipating seeing Max Johnson against the Miami Hurricanes this weekend, which I think would be a redemption game for the Aggies. I think they're going to tear the sleeves off Miami, right? Um, with that being said, I also believe that it's not over for the Aggies. It's got difficult, but it's not over. It's just week 2. They dropped to 24. They still got the whole conference in front of them. But what they do need teams like LSU to go on a run. They do need teams like well, I ain't gonna say Auburn because Auburn don't get no hope. Mississippi State to go on. They do need teams like Mississippi State to be undefeated when they meet, and they need to win those games and possibly win those convincingly for them to get their respect back. Right now, Texas A&M is at the bottom of the totem pole or near the bottom, which not even saying a lot when you look at the SEC overall. So the overview of the SEC this past weekend, at least, wasn't convincing. In the past 2 weekends, actually, hadn't been convincing. The SEC has been down as a conference overall. They've been some teams escaped, like Arkansas escaped Cincinnati, Alabama escaped Texas. So it's been some escapes from a different couple of teams.
Yeah, what's up, chat?
Florida and Kentucky, they went at it. I think what I've been trying to convince y'all of Anthony Richardson is who I said he was. When I say
look,
you weren't convincing me.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the viewers, not
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Why that loss for Texas A&M was ugly, it was disappointing. Everything's still out in front of them. They just got the margin of error is that big now. That big. I don't think they could lose another game, honestly.
Well, the path that Jimbo's on, he has more talent than Kevin Sumlin, and they got about the same record. Another thing is, I ain't watched Jimbo in his press conference on what was it, yesterday, maybe Monday. From the way he was talking, is he's starting Hayes King this week versus Miami.
I understand it, but I don't think that's the best move.
I don't think that's the best move either. But the reason why A&M is struggling, and I believe A&M is struggling, is because of
especially offensive. They're definitely struggling.
He's the OC and he can't be the OC. It hasn't worked for anybody who was the OC who is successful in the SEC. Lane Kiffin is successful because he going for every fourth down. He don't care. But the first time when Lane Kiffin was the head coach at Tennessee, he was the OC. Actually, he ain't even the OC now at Ole Miss. So he's successful. At Tennessee, he was the OC. And we see what happened there. USC, he was the OC. See what happened. I just think Jimbo offense is in the past, and he doesn't want to switch to the present. And I don't know why, because he's getting all these 5 stars now and paying. And
now that Ellis guy, he's super nice.
He is. He's very nice. And what I was gonna say is, A&M basically has no margin, basically for error for the rest of the year, because if they lose to Miami this weekend, them 5 stars, them 4 and all that recruiting class, they're gonna start finding their way out of there. Because I think Jimbo Fisher's going to find a way. Because if he loses to Miami, he ain't got too many more games that I believe they're going to win then.
I say this. They're going to beat the U off Miami head. Right, and I stand.
Hey, Chad, y'all agree with that?
Yeah. They're going to beat the U off Miami head, and I stand by it. Miami, I'm talking to Josh. John, can I talk to Josh for a minute?
I'm listening. I'm a viewer.
Josh,
yeah.
When we talk about overrated teams, we mentioned Florida, we mentioned Notre Dame, we mentioned Texas A&M.
I agree, Zero.
One of them teams we need to mention is the Miami Hurricanes.
Overrated?
Overrated. Miami is not as good as people think they are. They're not a top 15 team, in my opinion. Tyler Van Dyke, nice, but the hype he's getting is the same. I put that in the same boat with Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Those guys don't really have the tape to live up to the hype that they are producing.
Okay.
Then we talk about from a talent standpoint, I give Texas A&M the edge.
Yes, I do too.
I give the quarterback edge to Miami, but the talent standpoint edge to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
The defense is better at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Now,
I ain't saying a lot, but yeah.
Nah, it's not. You're right. You're absolutely.
That's all.
What does that mean? Well, that means that Miami went out there and struggled for 2.5 quarters with Southern Miss. The final score was 31-7. Right? we was all expecting for it to be a cakewalk. Now they could be very well meaning that Miami was looking at. They could be very well meaning for both of these clubs that they were looking ahead to the next week, and they slept on this week or last week, right? So they could be looking ahead this week, but I just think Texas A&M gonna come back for a redemption game, a statement game by Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies. I got the Aggies. And we talk about business. One of my best guys. I got the Aggies at -13. That's right. I think it's gonna be a 2-touchdown score game for at least for the Aggies.
Zero said Jimbo is washed, and he might be on the hot seat, and also he doesn't believe Miami is overrated. They're not top 10, but 15 to 20 sounds about realistic. I might agree with not overrated. I think they're top 25 team. But
I mean,
if that's the case, Texas might be number 2 in the country at this point. So
that's not saying. I was just about to say that's not saying much either because Texas is number 21 in the country, and they coming off a loss. So saying Miami is a top 25 team, I mean, that might be true, but
true. So this is what I want to say. Can we all agree, chat? You could chime in on this. That we're gonna just switch gears just about a little bit. That the Alabama Texas game, we did not expect it to be that close. And then when it was that close, why the fuck the NCAA try to justify putting a lost team in the top 25 when you got undefeated teams behind them, not in the top 25? Mm-hmm. I don't care if Texas lost, the kicker missed the game-winning field goal. It don't make sense.
And they not only not put them at 25, they put them at 21.
Yeah, so basically saying they're better than the 22nd, 3rd, 4th, and 15th. Mm-hmm. And more than likely, they're better than the 20th and 19th team, in my opinion. They just couldn't justify putting them over them two. I don't get how they did that.
I would like to add, if Quinn Ewers don't get hurt, Alabama likely loses the game.
They probably would lose that game. I don't put it past them. But if Alabama would have kept it close like that the whole game still, just saying, Bryce Young probably would have got him out of it.
Huh?
Bryce Young probably would have got him out of it. If it was close with Ewers playing the whole game, Bryce Young probably would have got him out of it.
By far the most dynamic player in college football, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's the best QB in college football.
Bryce separating himself miles ahead of C.J. Stroud and DJU. Those are good players too, but what Bryce Young is able to do and his talent compared to C.J. Stroud, I think if that was Stroud, Alabama loses that game.
Yeah.
He don't make that play on the blitz to make that corner miss and go down the field for 25 yards and get him in field range. So I mean, that's just things that Bryce Young does that is really amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bryce Young has a second sense of. I never understood him. I always wanted him to come to USC, but Stark know what he had, and he never looks to run, and it's weird because he can run.
Yeah, I like that about him.
I do. I love that about him, but sometimes it hurts him. And then the Texas game, him not looking to run, sometimes it's like Bryce, you need to put your team. That's his kind of biggest. I wouldn't say it's a weakness, but there's a knock on him right now. He doesn't get the easy yards. Instead of taking a sack or throwing away, he can get literally 3 yards. And then, go ahead.
Would you agree though that the SEC right now belongs to Georgia?
Yeah, it's easy. They're cakewalking everybody.
Yeah,
they probably moonwalk anybody that they play. I definitely agree with that. Wholeheartedly agree with that actually. And also, and it ain't because of it's because of Alabama's receivers. I mean shit.
And the playmakers.
They ain't got nobody going deep like they said.
Yeah, no playmakers. Nobody can beat one of them.
I thought they were going to use that guy that transferred from Louisville. I forget his last name, but he was a speedster at Louisville. But I don't know if he.
He's supposed to like 4th or 5th on the depth chart. Like, he buried on that thing.
Yeah, like he don't even make the cut to get out there.
Well, I like what Nick Saban in the first half. He had, I believe, Williams number 6 was out there, and I was on zero charge stream on Saturday. Darius hopped in there when I was like, "Yeah, you think Nick Saban gonna be playing him in the second half?" You looked in the second half, number 6 wasn't out there, but for some odd reason, Elias Ricks is not playing. So it's more than him not being good at this point.
Hey, it ain't odd. It ain't odd.
It is very odd.
I explained to y'all a couple weeks ago. All right, whatever.
What you explain?
Go ahead. Please explain your point. Please.
I told y'all a couple weeks ago that Eli Ricks wasn't who he was or who he projected to be at LSU. I think the stigma LSU have for DBs, people be like, "Oh, well, if they went to LSU, they're a good DB." That's not true, right? That's simply not true. And Eli Ricks is more. Oh, go ahead.
What DB has Alabama put in the league that was good other than Patrick Surtain?
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Cornerback. That played cornerback. Mika, no. He got moved to safety in college. Yeah, he got moved to safety in college.
Trayvon.
He okay. He also gave up the most yards in the NFL last year too.
He
the picks. You gotta pick one.
Hey,
you gotta pick one for him.
I'd rather him play solid defense than give up the most yards in the league.
NFL Golden Standard.
Hey, everybody's scheme is different.
NFL Golden Standard said Trevion Diggs was a top 5 corner.
Hey, okay. 2.
Drake or Patrick?
No.
His career was good.
No.
I mean, he wasn't like, we ain't saying he had to be top tier like down the league. You can't say his career wasn't good.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. You mean career wasn't good?
No.
Okay. Okay.
What was being a good career? Just being in the league? Because if that's the case, I can say a lot of Matthew Slater being in the league that long.
He was a starter. You see what I'm saying? He was a starter for more than 10 years.
He was a starter more than 10 years.
On special teams, you're talking about one of the hardest positions in football. Hey. Like you don't just start the corner to start the corner.
So you basing it off of him just being a starter? That's what I'm saying.
So what's the metric here?
Yeah, what's the measuring point then?
I'm just asking, are you basing off of him just being a starter? Because you say he had a good career.
Yeah, I mean, like
just because the Bengals didn't go draft any other corner and they couldn't put in, because we know about Denard, he was hurt almost every year. They wouldn't go draft him. Couldn't replace him. I mean,
what I'm saying, but you asking the question, so what's the metric?
I mean, the metric would be like, has he made a Pro Bowl? No. Has he made any NFL first or second team? Is there anything like that in the NFL?
I had to look him up. We can pull him up and see. But
even third team?
He hasn't. But look
though. Thank you.
It's only like two or three people like that from LSU. Like everybody when they get to league turn real pedestrian among league stats.
It's only 2 or 3 from LSU.
At corner that you talking about?
At corner.
Look, Kareem Jackson.
You got Trey White. You got.
Come on, fam. You pull it up. I'm talking about when Nick was there. My bad, dude. So you finna pull up when Nick wasn't there?
Right.
I got you. My bad, dude.
I'm gonna do what?
I saying you pulled up when Nick wasn't there. I got you, fam. Yeah. I get what you're saying about that. Yeah. Pretty sure they got more than that. But I'm saying, like, off of recently, since Nick Saban has been there, he doesn't produce cornerbacks. We know he produces front seven. And some safeties here and there.
I agree with you that. But I'm just saying from that, if we going by that standpoint, it's like, shoot, after Trey White and Pat P at corner, we talking about all pros, Pro Bowls. That's what we based it on. It's only 2. Like that.
I mean, fam.
And that's about the same as Alabama, right?
It's about the same. They even out. I mean, it's gonna be the 2 schools that's gonna put the most up there anyway.
I don't know LSU roster. I can't vouch for them. I only know probably like 2 of their people. So I ain't gonna truly vouch for them. You know what's going on with USC. I don't care about anything else. But
So hold on, I do have a question. I'm so sorry. I do have a question to Darius's point about us being drugged next weekend, right? So then, if that's the case of how you feel, it's that win again. I mean, one, it's a 2 point question. Is that a bad win for us being Miami if we beat them? Because we're not favored. I don't believe. Last time I checked, we're not favored.
-6.
Is that a bad win for us because they are now they're ranked lower than us?
no,
They've been on a two. They lost to what you call it, and then if they beat us, is that a good win for them?
no. Either way it go.
So it's just expectation because they already favored y'all.
I don't think it's a good win for either one of y'all at this point.
I think it's a good win for y'all. I mean, for them, because y'all are undefeated team, y'all higher ranked, right? So they're gonna base it off the rankings. Now, I don't think it means much for y'all if y'all beat them because they already lost to App State. So I don't really understand why they the favorite.
So then we still be just overhyped is what you're saying. What you're telling me. I just want to make sure that's what the case is.
No. But this ain't gonna be the case because they're gonna beat the U off y'all head.
Okay.
Hey, Zero said Eli Apple out there getting torched. He having a good career. According to what Zulu saying.
No, that's clear. It's a clear difference. Drake, you ain't pulling up Drake or Patrick getting toasted every other week
Bro,
for more than one
talking
team.
about? Yes, you are.
Not for more than one team. Not two different franchises. This man highlights is him getting burnt up all his whole career. Absolutely not. Them two totally different careers. And he actually doing better now that he's went to Cincinnati. And, that's the second chance you in football, apparently. But
to Alabama, we forgot about Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon was out there. I'll give Marlon his props. I ain't giving Diggs his props. He getting torched. But he led the league in picks. So if you want to say that's the standard of great cornerbacks,
no.
Whoever's second in the league in picks, they a great cornerback.
No, that's what the gold standard of the league. Well, that's what Jalen Ramsey said. I'm just repeating.
That's what Samuel said. A couple guys like if you can't be a cover guy, you got to be a playmaker. Like you got two. There's nobody who does both, just exception outside of Dion that we know of that was covering people one-on-one, making plays like that. So the standard now is you either got a guy who shuts everybody down like a Darrell Reeves, or you got a playmaker like an Asante Samuel
or J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson do both.
Okay, relax.
We get to that when we get to that, man.
J.C. Jackson is the best corner in the league.
Oh my gosh! Let me hop in this computer. My gosh.
Nah, I'm just saying. It's just me and you this show. So I'm just saying, like, I just don't believe Drew Kirkpatrick didn't have a good career. I'm sorry.
I mean, I straddle the fence with you. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, I just know he didn't. So, like, when you say Marlon, all right, cool. I give Marlon his flowers. I give Diggs the golden standards. But Drew Kirkpatrick was definitely getting cooked. I know he was. They just didn't. They just didn't have nobody else to put out there. So, I mean,
at some point, if you're watching his whole career, bro, compared to what you would say somebody is who gets torched, say for instance, an Eli Apple, if you're comparing it like that, that's not the same kind of player. That's all I'm saying.
I say that too. He was a different type of torch. Eli Apple, he's like jam in the morning. Like he's toast, right? He's what you put jam on. He's toast. But Josh's point, I wouldn't really to try to make a point in this discussion. Drake Kirkpatrick is who I wouldn't have named.
I'm just saying. He said same about Alabama. I had to name give somebody who was like just know who had a career that was serving for Alabama. So it could have been for LSU to have more than one guy that was better than him. But I'm just saying, all the people I know from Alabama that was lengthy career was Drake Kirkpatrick. Now we got Marlon.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know LSU history.
Two young guys.
So you ain't gonna ever hear me talk about people's lengthy career from LSU. I don't know their history. I know the top. I know the top ones like Patrick, Stingley in the league now. We ain't name him, but and also you got Travy.
He ain't nothing yet.
I'm just saying he in the league. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what his career gonna be.
But if you gonna ask the question, like. You don't just because again the NFL don't care where you came from, who you are. So if you actually terrible, you will not stay up on those starting roster.
I mean, first of all, you gotta look at the difference in era too. When Drake Kirkpatrick was in the era, they wasn't throwing that much. Eli Apple in the air or they throwing it everywhere. So like it's an unfair advantage to be like Eli Apple. He getting torched though. Don't get that out of my mind. He definitely getting torched. But if Dree was in this, that's why Dree retired. When they started throwing it a little bit more, he got up out of there.
I mean, since we bringing up Eli Apple, I'm gonna go and keep it a buck with you. Ohio State is really DBU.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah getting torched too.
You sleep. Jeff Okudah had a solid outing.
Yeah, week 1 was actually good. But
Okay.
I mean,
it ain't about week 1.
I mean, we'll see.
Right. It ain't about week 1.
Like, oh, what you know?
I mean, overall, I remember that conversation we had a while ago. I put up the little thing about which school was currently looking like DB. You put in DBs in the league.
Brad said Dante Jackson's in the league too.
There you go, Dante. I remember Dante. He's a starter. He would be in my Drake. He would be a Drake Kirkpatrick right now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a lot more, but I mean, I just ain't got time.
Drake Kirkpatrick.
But cool. Hey, look, Southern Cal, y'all know the deal with us. We on pace.
Yeah.
I'm just yelling out the numbers. I ain't saying it's gonna happen. But based off of Lincoln Riley year in 2018 with his Heisman Trophy winner, Kyler Murray, and his defense that was giving up 8 yards a play on defense, to now with the same offense and the defense at USC giving up 5 yards a play. I ain't saying we winning the Natty, but it ain't out the rim that we'd be in the college football playoffs this year.
Hey, listen, that was my prediction 2 weeks ago. I had USC going, and we gonna roll right into them bets. We gonna say USC over Fresno State. I know what y'all thinking. USC, Fresno State always playing well. They do. But this is a different USC. I'm telling y'all, USC gonna be one of those finalists when it comes down to it. It might be a play away, or they might get away with a play. Either way it go, they gonna be in the top 4, in my opinion. And they gonna whoop Fresno State, take the spread at -12 versus Fresno State.
I got 3 games on USC schedule. The 3 games is for watchers. The game in Corvallis against Oregon State. College game day might be there. That might be a scary one. The game in Utah. And then I think Notre Dame's gonna be an easy win for us. I think we'll stop them. But UCLA might be a tricky game for us too. We'll see though.
I think that's gonna be our best game from a competitive standpoint.
Against UCLA?
Yeah.
Probably so. We'll see about. I mean, none of them teams have seen Lincoln Riley's offense, so he has a upper advantage. Like Brad was telling me, it's an upper advantage because they can't plan for it.
Bro,
they didn't run it like it ain't the same coaches that's there. Like Kyle Whittingham at Utah, it ain't the same guy. We don't know what we'll do against it.
He's a mastermind. He definitely should have got the Arizona job over Cliff Kingsbury. But dude, the way he call plays, the way he dictates the game is like different.
Didn't he not turn that job down? I'm sorry to cut you off. Didn't he not turn that job down for it to go back to to go back? Yeah.
I think he did. But I think the only coach I've seen that dictates a game from what he do it from a better like a holistic standpoint is Nick Saban.
I don't think. If you want to be honest, I don't think Nick Saban is a better.
No.
Let me figure out how I can say this right because Nick Saban is the best.
Say it real gentle. Say it real gentle.
Nick Saban, he's good at hiding players and taking away your biggest strength. So as we all seen, Rajon, is that his name? Bijan. I forgot he was playing on Saturday. Outside of that one crazy play he had, like he broke a couple of tackles and got about 6-8 yards and the catch out the backfield, I forgot he was playing.
He had a nice little run before halftime.
Yeah. One last one. But yeah, I see what you mean. Absolutely.
But Nick Saban made, which I expected him to do. He made Uris and Carr beat him. Uris probably would have got the job done.
Yeah, it always worked.
Card, if he didn't hurt himself, he probably would have got the job done.
Yeah, they was in a rhythm. They was on a roll.
But also, NFL executive says Lincoln Riley is the best play caller in college football, and it's not even close.
100%. Like I seen it Stanford game. The way he just dictate is no way Brian Shaw could have caught him slipping. Right? There's no way. From like misdirection tunnel screens. I never seen a misdirection tunnel screen. So he did misdirection tunnel screens. Deep shots down the field, like the run game with Troy Dye. He got some transfers, he got notable transfers in there making plays for him. I just think this is USC's best year in a long time. And they got a good shot, a mighty good shot to be in the top four.
Look, the crazy part about it is, I know we on this USC rant. Zero said Lincoln can't hire a D coordinator to tie his shoe. He can't. Look, I don't like Grinch, but Grinch get it done occasionally.
Hey, on the flip side of that, there's a good point about Zero. On the flip side of that, through 2 quarters, Stanford had
300 yards.
That ain't gonna fly.
But you gotta think about it. At the same time, it's just like they ain't seen Lincoln Riley offense. Grinch ain't seen their offense either.
Yeah.
Stanford was out here running a shotgun RPO veer. Literally.
That's what Miami gonna do, because we back at it. We gonna take Texas at -6 versus the Hurricanes. I think it's gonna be a 2-touchdown score game. I know what you're thinking. They just come off the App State. Haynes King is struggling mightily at quarterback. He had less than 100 yards for the game. You expect us to believe that he gonna go out there versus the number 15 team in the country and beat them? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. He's Devon A-Chain, the young true freshman, Anaya Smith. They're gonna help out the young quarterback. He gonna bust their maturity, just like Zach Calzada. He went out there and beat Alabama after a few games. I expect Haynes King to go out here and beat the number 15 team in the country, and they're going to get their train rolling, and they're going to win the SEC, and they're going to go to the college football playoffs. I probably went too far, but
yeah.
to bring it back.
One game at a time.
Two Texas A&M.
That's what we're only getting to watch.
Hey, so I got 2 games before we switch the topic. LSU, Mississippi State. Who y'all got? What's the biggest difference? It's in Death Valley.
Do it at home. I think that's where they wake up.
I think Will Rogers and Mike Leach finally got their footing in terms of being on the same page. I really don't know. I really don't know.
I'll probably get the edge to LSU because they're at home. Second thought, but I think it's gonna be a good game. Second thought, what do y'all think about BYU and Baylor game? BYU beat Baylor.
BYU tough.
For a reason. But again, I was telling Darius, I told you this offline, right? I think Baylor got a little more hype than was credited to them. Granted, again, after week 1, it was already a slow start in the college football of what the rankings were. But I feel like Baylor got a lot of hype off of how they ended last year, which wasn't like overly impressive, at least to me.
King Daisy, appreciate that follow.
Overly impressive. So I think we kind of seen them play a team that was unexpectedly, obviously, BYU just played well, and they took their shots and they capitalized when it mattered the most. Like OT, they just handled their business.
I didn't even watch the game, and I felt like Baylor was probably turning the ball over.
No, it was really like a well-contested battle. Like it was a real legit, grinded out football game. BYU.
Who's gonna make the play when they needed to, and
right.
And BYU just did it. Like literally, that's how that game came down to.
I really respect BYU prior to the game. Now after the game's over, I was like, man, BYU is better than what I thought they were. I thought it was just preseason hype. They was ranked, all this jazz. No, those guys are pretty tough. Their coach up there is doing an excellent job. Hats off to BYU. I'll take them again versus Oregon.
And Zero said Miami 27, Texas 13. And he said the LSU and Mississippi State game is hard to pick.
I'm gonna tell you what I've been saying since we've had this conversation. Josh brought this up to me. We play him. I told you about it. We beat them by 10 plus.
All right. So
I'm telling you, at best we going above 10, but at worst we went by 10. That's what I'm calling for that game.
Which quarterback you expecting to see?
The score gonna be like The score ain't gonna go over 30.
I'm not saying that, but whatever the score's gonna be, 10 points is our margin for the dub.
That score might not go over 17.
If you being frank, if we being frank,
I'm just telling you what I believe. 10. Put 10 on it. That's me.
okay, we gonna
I'm
see.
watching Florida State Louisville game too.
Give me 10. I got Texas A&M plus 10. That's what I thought.
I need some residual bets, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna switch to the NFL. That Florida State gonna beat Miami again this year. Next
Yeah,
statement.
okay, I hear what you're telling me. They might not be Louisville, but we'll
Hey,
see.
all statement of the year, will Florida State gonna be in the ACC championship game?
Playing who? Clemson? Gonna be Clemson?
Yep.
Or are they on the same side?
Oh, yeah.
They ain't
Nah,
on
they
the
Oh,
same
that
on
right.
they on the other side. They on the other side. I think Clemson in the top half, Florida State in the bottom half, right?
Atlantic and Coastal.
I get Coastal, yeah.
Well, Miami and Florida State for sure on opposite sides.
Besides, yeah, now Florida State or Clemson side, they would have to be better than Clemson to get in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They might be better than
Regardless,
Clemson.
regardless, it's not happening. And if they see us, you know what that's about. All right, fam. Let's just change the topic to some brighter days because y'all are trying me. I'm not gonna let y'all do this to me tonight. Anyway.
Look,
You might.
look. So the NFL
We going.
week 1 woes.
Please get in this flag. Let me get his rant out, please.
All right, so get your rant out, Darius. What did you like that? What did you not like that the Chargers did, and what did you like that the Chargers did?
Really didn't like our protection. I know it looked good, but we weren't really clean up front. The running game kind of stalled that. We wasn't as productive. I also don't like how we took the foot off the gas. We left the door open for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And if I had to add a third thing, I don't like, and it could have been, which I'm okay with if this is the case. It could have been that we was thinking about Kansas City next week. We don't want to show too much, show our hand, because that's one of the top teams going to be in it in December and January. So I get that. But I don't really like how Mike Williams and Josh Palmer went involved. I expect that to change this week on tomorrow. Boat up, in case y'all was wondering. Now, what I did like how in control Justin Herbert was the entire game. He showed very much poise, very much growth. You would think that after coming off a year that he threw for 5,000 yards, he couldn't show any more growth, right? That guy, he showed control, he showed poise, he showed leadership. I really liked it that our defense was outstanding. Outstanding. I don't think we win the game without it, right? And to our point that we was talking about the last week, Josh, I think Staley said exactly what I said, right? So he had chances by the metrics that he should have went for it on 4th down. But he was like, well, we got a different defense now. We don't have to do that no more. We're going to give our chance to guys. We're going to give our guys a chance to compete, and we're going to win the game. And that's exactly what we did. And ironically, I say all of that, right? And Khalil Mack said it wasn't even a pretty game. It wasn't even a good game for them, right? I'm like, wow, you have 5 sacks, and we have 4 turnovers, and you saying it ain't a good game. But it was an impressive game from a viewer standpoint, right? Probably not from a player standpoint, but I liked it from a viewer. It's really encouraging for us to. If he say that it's not a good game and we and flash dominance that early, I imagine what we're gonna look in week 7, week 8, week 9 when we get to that point and those guys really get their foot in and everybody's get healthy. And
King Peasy said gameplay changed when Allen got hurt. That's why you didn't see Mike break out. He plays off of Allen.
100%. Like, so we start struggling on those 3rd and short downs because they start going, man, we don't really have any man beaters outside of Keenan Allen.
Zero said, did you find out where what state Samuels ended up in?
He had a pick. He had a touchdown saving pick, and he walked away with a W. Hey, man, he had a tall task, bro. Like, I can't sit there and beat him. First of all, he was targeted. He allowed 5 for 57 and 1 touchdown. The whole 150 some odd pay gap wasn't all on him. With that being said, he did have a tall task order. He had to go cover allegedly the best receiver in the game in his second year. I would take that performance up for Sante every day of the week. By the end of the season, he'll be a top 5 corner.
I do want to say this. I was semi-impressed by Staley Collin. I still think when he went for that 4th down and he quarterback sneaked and when it really a yard, he could have got points. But I mean, I ain't gonna knock him for that.
But that's what I do though, right?
Yeah,
we gotta win those. Like, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but for the one quarterback sneak, our quarterback is 6'5". We gotta win those.
Zero said he still went for it instead of taking the point. I mean, you gotta win those, but if he takes the points, then
it wasn't as close as y'all think. It was like a 57-yard field goal. We don't.
I could have sworn. I thought y'all was like on the 25 or something like that, or 30.
No. And with that being said,
we can't hear you, Zoo.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Zoo. And with that being said, no, we still can't hear you. But with that being said, that we gave Dustin Hopkins a chance after that, and he missed from 47. So I understand, like
I ain't mad at it. I agree. I mean, I don't agree with the call he made on the 4th down. It's like 4th and 2, and you quarterback sneaking in. Like, all right, cool. But I mean, to go for it, I mean,
that made my dog a little bit. It was 4th and 1.
Huh?
It was 4th and 1.
I'm like 4th and a half. 4th and 1.5. and a half. You can just say that's like, 4th and 2.
I'm not a fan of quarterback sneak, but when your quarterback 6'5", you gotta make those plays.
Yeah, true. I also think that Derek Carr was out there jacking the game. I think he was only looking for Devontae.
Nah, he wasn't jacking it. He was playing a tough defense.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't jacking it.
I ain't saying. Let me say this: not jacking it, but I think he was like only zoned in on Devontae Adams.
100%.
I don't understand why, but I mean, I ain't them either. I do know Zulu was right about the 49ers losing to Chicago.
Yeah, you're right, but he did.
He called that. We didn't expect everybody to get hurt like Kittles and all them not to play, but hey, it's neither here or there. The Saints did not look good early. 4th quarter, Jameis picked it up. Don't know where that came from. I told Zulu Bradley Roby is horrible at cornerback, but you know, hey, he said he a slot guy. So when a Debo come back, if he's still getting cooked, my stance will stand. But any other teams, I don't think Tampa Bay looked that good.
They did not.
I don't think that Dallas can ever catch a break because Dak Prescott got hurt again.
They can't.
Who else? The Giants got a big win on the road.
Major win.
But that's just a testament of what the Titans are this year.
Or it could be that the Giants, or Brian Daboll was doing exactly what he thought I was gonna do. Right? I thought exactly what was gonna happen. Saquon's gonna turn back the clock, which he did. Daniel Jones is gonna be semi-productive and be more commanding the offense, which he was. They don't have any playmakers on the outside. Kadarius Toney wasn't as featured as I thought he would be.
Yeah,
we got to see growth in the passing game from them guys. But with that being said, other than that, I mean, Tennessee is exactly what I thought they was gonna be. Nothing. Right outside of Derrick Henry, there's no reason for me to believe that Tennessee would be at the top of the AFC South. Honestly, I don't know who would be at the top of the AFC South, but I don't think it's gonna be the top of the AFC South.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second of all, for everybody who don't know this, chat, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna agree with this. Detroit looked really good.
Really good.
The problem they had was the quarterback.
Yes, they're literally a quarterback away.
And they couldn't get off the field on 3rd down.
Yep.
But towards the end of the game, they started to get off the field, so you seen the comeback. But early in the game, they wasn't getting off the field on 3rd down. They let Jalen Hurts run for, I think, 2 or 3 3rd and 15 pluses. Yep. Can't let that happen.
Jalen Hurts is looking way more dynamic. May I point that out? I mean, I understand everybody's not a fan of Jalen Hurts like I am, but I think Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles are looking way more dynamic. They got moves from A.J. Brown in the passing game. The game is still electric.
I was told I wasn't for sure if I told you this or not. I was told that A.J. Brown won't have 1,400 yards receiving or 1,000 yards receiving this year.
Oh yeah, someone crazy said that for sure.
Who told you that?
I ain't gonna say no names, but just know I
He a
heard that.
Titans fan. That'll tell you what you need to know. He was a Titans fan, so like he's hurt. He was hurt.
Oh yeah, we ain't worry about him then. He better.
But I mean, I agree with you though. I agree
Coming.
with you. Jalen Hurts impressed. Jalen Hurts impressed. Timing, throwing, take the throws he actually took. He wasn't hesitating on throws like you was in and wait for it to be just Nick. He was gonna make a throw happen. Granted, it's AJ Brown who makes it a little easier for you to trust that. I hate that Smitty didn't get involved. Did Smitty get hurt? I didn't see if he was like hurt or something, but he went.
He was out there. It was just AJ Brown heavy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, AJ Brown show, which is fine. I mean, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think they did
Peasy
look all right. The defense didn't impress me.
Go ahead, Zoo.
I was gonna say that the defense didn't impress me, which is probably maybe a week one thing. Because if it was more Jared Goff than I thought. It was just their defense just dominating the game from what I saw. But I
yeah,
didn't see the whole game, so
I mean, uh, DeAndre Swift had 120 plus yards on the ground.
yeah, he did.
Hey, that wasn't. I wasn't expecting that. I almost set him in the fantasy league because I'm like, bro, he's not for the run wild. But may I add, Detroit probably got one of the top offensive lines when healthy.
They do.
Yeah, yeah. Two of the teams that you probably predict to have some of the top in the top five offensive line were
Played
going
each
each
other.
other.
Played each other.
Yeah,
It was a good game.
that's what it was.
Great game.
Peasy and Zero said how good you think Philly actually is, and Peasy said Daniel Trash Jones. That's why Tony not getting any production.
I think they still getting together. I think to Daniel Jones' point, I think they still getting that together as a maturation standpoint. So I don't know. Daniel Jones can still very much be trash, but I don't think the whole offense is fully culminated with them all. So like that's why you ride Saquon as much as you do because it's easy to get the run game going in terms of the passing game. Now the Eagles, they win their division. We talking about how good they're gonna be. Now, the playoffs, I can't speak on them for that, but they win their division.
I've told y'all how I felt about the Eagles. I got them in the Super Bowl berth. That's how good I think the Eagles going to be.
I think Washington looked good.
Who?
They did.
Carson Wentz looked good. They are without they Chase.
Jahan Dotson looked good.
Curtis Samuel looked good.
Curtis Samuel looked good.
Terry just took most of the double teams this game.
Wentz had his moments, but in the ending phase of the game, he definitely delivered. Yeah. He definitely showed that Carson Wentz of old. Another team that I look good that I'm rooting for mighty heavily was the Miami Dolphins.
They look good.
Yeah, so let me back you up on that. Tua went 23 or 33 for 270 in the tub.
Yeah.
All quick throws, accurate throws, and efficiently keep the ball moving.
Which we can expect from a Mike McDaniel's offense.
Yeah.
He's been that guy to sit there and stretch the field. Everything is quick, get at his hand. He got two of the fastest guys in the league, probably one of the most elite pass catching running backs in the league in chase. I think you're gonna see more of the same this week versus Baltimore. Yeah. So if you were smart, you would take Miami Dolphins at plus 3.5.
Granted, and mind you, Baltimore's got the injury bug happening again. I don't know if y'all saw, but Fuller went out with an ACL. Yeah. He was gonna be a guy they used a lot. You know, that was putting Marlon back in the slot where he thrived, and now he's got to go right back outside where last year was shaky for him. But if he's as good as we think he is, he should be able to kind of at least manage it to an extent. And then they lost the backup left tackle, Juwan James, to an Achilles, and they was already down. Yeah. Yeah, so like now they both left tackles, they had the starter and the backup are out. So that's something to look at. Granted, Lamar's a runner, so he can kind of make up for it a little bit. But if he's trying to be the passer that we want him to be or that he thinks he is, then that's a big hurt because that's the blind side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Peasy said the Vikings though. Zero said the Eagles is not a shot they make the Super Bowl. He just doesn't believe Jalen Hurts is that guy. And I believe he said the Dolphins is winning the division.
I also said that. I also picked the Dolphins to win the division.
The Vikings look very good.
Outstanding week. Again.
But Aaron Rodgers has these week one woes now. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, same as last year.
He was
Yeah, who is number one is going to be going into the season wasn't playing. You
Yeah.
relying on two rookies and Sammy, who's basically a rookie in this offense. Um, and Robert Tanya is just coming back off of his leg injury. What his was an ACL for him, correct? So it's like a whole lot of them offensively. You won't see what Green Bay is until about week 4. In all honesty, you'll
Zero
get AJ Dillon and Jones for sure though.
Zero said the Commanders winning the division.
That thing is wide open.
It is. The Giants can win the division the way they look week 1.
If they keep playing like that, yeah.
Jacksonville win the division. Like that thing's so wide open in the AFC South. Like it don't even matter.
Hey, fam, I don't have Jacksonville winning that division.
Nah, it's just a testament how bad. I mean, Jacksonville didn't look as bad. They made some couple mistakes.
They did not though.
They made a lot of mistakes versus the Commanders, but
yeah.
Who else
Hey,
played?
speaking of division, my bad. I know you don't love hearing this, but let's talk about Kansas City that you think is just so underwhelming. We got Patrick Mahomes going 30-39 for 360 and 5 tutties.
outstanding game.
Again against Arizona that we don't believe in,
Regardless,
which is fine. But I mean, 5 tutties is 5 tutties.
Hey, put me on the record. Outstanding game. They played another NFL team. He went out there and had the game that they had. All right, is it as credible? We played the more superior opponent. Like I told you, I think still that from a competitive standpoint, Justin Herbert had the better game.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes had the better numbers. But from a competitive standpoint, Justin Herbert had the better game. That's what I'm going with, right?
Yeah.
And you sticking with it, huh?
No,
man, Patrick Mahomes had 10 touchdowns.
Not to take nothing from Patrick Mahomes. The Kansas City Chiefs had an outstanding game. Pretty fluent throughout the whole game from start to finish.
Hey, what you think about Arizona? You think Kyler Murray is a Kyler Murray thing, Cliff Kingsbury thing, or because they got 2 rookie corners out there for the Chiefs, and man, I ain't saying they bad, but they look like they were strap daddies out there.
I show up Thursday night with no rookie corners, but look,
they gonna guard. They for sure guard them 2 receivers.
I think it's the Cliff Kingsbury thing. I was kind of confused.
I think it is too.
I was even kind of confused when he even got the job to begin with. He wasn't even a winner at Texas Tech and got an NFL job. Not only an NFL job, but he had an NFL head coaching job. He was a loser. I hate to say it like that, but he wasn't. He was losing at Texas Tech and ended up at Arizona. So I think it got what I think Arizona's getting what they went and got. Right. So I don't think they're getting no winning head coach. They went and got a coach that they wanted to score points. And that's what they're getting. I mean, they're not even doing it, but
all right.
They're not winning.
Zero said he thinks the Chiefs gonna win this first go around. King Peasy said he got the Chargers.
There you go, Peasy.
Well, I think he got the Chiefs winning 39-30. I believe, and he's a Charger fan with you.
I guess they covering the spread.
He's not Chargers.
Surprised if Zero said he wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers win though.
No, Zero. Tell Zero don't walk back what he said. Please tell Zero to have his phone on ring when that game over tomorrow night.
He said make sure you do the same thing if
No, it's not.
It's what's not a way of.
He said that's not how it works on this end either.
So let's not. But we've all said this on multiple occasions. We can't get overly buying in too much stock on week 1 because it is week 1 for everybody, right? But going in the next week,
no, I didn't say that shit for NFL.
I mean, it's more.
They got 4 games to prepare for that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't tell you not to play them motherfuckers.
So right. So like with that being said, that conversation we had Darius a while back. How important is the preseason, right? Because like you see, New Orleans start slow. James didn't play out preseason. Mike didn't play out preseason, and then they go off in the 4th quarter when they got their legs under them and see a game, and they win a game, right? But then you see Buffalo. They played everybody. All the starters played every preseason game except a couple series here and there. They go out there and smack LA, which we all picked. We thought was gonna win. You know what I mean? Off the fact they were at home and all that good jazz, right? And then the disparity in the league. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play out preseason with those rookies. The result is what he got.
He threw a dot.
Yeah.
I think preseason is important, if not as important, but for the quarterbacks and receivers. I think there's most important people that should play in the preseason.
And DBs.
I'm not really for like DNs and D linemen playing because a lot of action happened in the trenches. But for sure, I think quarterbacks. You see the sluggish starts, you see the missed timing routes, you see the overthrows, you see all these things that are correctable and should be correctable in the preseason taking place in week one. Now, granted, coaches might not even take week one as serious as the fans do or the viewers do, but I think you saw a lot of that week one, even from like Russell Wilson and Broncos. Like the timing just wasn't there for them. Time wasn't there for a couple other teams that I was watching this weekend. James started slow, but ended up picking it up. The Colts struggled mightily against the Texans. Everything just seemed off for a few teams. Trey Lance went out there, even though my expectations wasn't high for him, but they went out there in Chicago and they struggled mightily. So I think you see the effects of not playing in the preseason, and I think next year you'll see a change, at least playing one drive or one drive a game or two drives in a game or something like that for these quarterbacks next year.
Right.
I feel like if Patrick Mahomes can play in the preseason, every quarterback can play in the preseason.
Literally, like, and they played every game too. So like, it wasn't a game he didn't take a snap. Well, except for the last game, he didn't take a snap the last game. They did the tribute to Mr. Dawson. Well, since we talking picks, I think I missed to pick him in this one here, huh?
This is how we gonna end it too. Let's hear your picks.
I got you on the road. Check me out. So listen. The game's at Arrowhead on tomorrow.
You asking us or you telling us?
He froze, so I'm gonna go. Right. The game's at tomorrow. We gonna. I know I ain't gonna answer that because I'm biased, so I ain't gonna say nothing. So I'm gonna move on. I got the Panthers on the money line versus the Giants. The Giants played an outstanding game. I think the Panthers have fixed some of those offensive line woes, but I think the Panthers have the edge. I think the Panthers have the edge in the passing game. I'm keep it moving. I think the Saints continue their record versus the Bucks. Take them on the money. I mean the spread at -2.5. My underdog picks for the week are the Dolphins at +3.5. I actually think they're gonna win the game.
It's kind of big that I don't think
it's gonna. The Jets played the Ravens pretty well for the most part, but they just couldn't put it in. Joe Flacco is not the answer to their quarterback careers. They made some mistakes also down in the green zone. So I think they get that changed. I don't think that you see those same mistakes from a well-coached team and Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins. Then they get the better playmakers on the Dolphins. Also, I think it's a safe bet. Who I think was the most impressive team, even though they lost. I think the most surprising team, even though they lost, was the Atlanta Falcons. I think taking a +10.5 versus the Rams. We saw what the Rams were. It could be first week woes. It could be the dust. It could be the rust. It could be the Super Bowl hangover. Whatever it could be. I just don't think the Rams going to cover 10.5 versus the Falcons because the Falcons showed some fight. The Rams defense looked like it got holes in it. It don't look like they could rush the passer like they could last year. It don't look like they can cover like they could last year. So that was my picks for the week.
Yeah, any picks for the week, Zoo?
For the most part, we agree. Tomorrow, you know what I'm doing. Pat Daddy in a close one against the Chargers. What I say that? I believe that game it's more of a shootout. It's in favor on paper for LA, obviously, but I do think Kansas City keeps that trend going. They taking game one. Y'all might take the second game, which I think is better for y'all to win the game later in the season than this one.
We're not the favorite.
Y'all not the favorite? Because it's at Kansas City, huh?
Kansas City at -4.
Right. Well, I'm talking about on paper. I'm talking about like for us on paper. I'm looking at y'all roster on paper compared to theirs. Y'all my favorite, yeah. But I think it's better for for them to take game one, and for y'all to take the later game going into what we expect y'all to be in the postseason. I got the Steelers over the Pats. I'm sure everyone does. I do have the Dolphins over Baltimore as well. Cleveland over New York. I'm taking the Lions to beat the Commanders.
I am too.
I'm taking the Lions to beat the Commanders. I don't know what that spread is, but you can probably take it to the spread. I'd just go for a win-loss if you can. The Giants over at Carolina. I don't know what you talking about or what you've been drinking, my boy. It ain't water. You can put that back down, and then you can taking the Rams or Falcons. I'm taking. This I want to see. I want to see Trey Lance. I want to see Trey Lance make this happen against Seattle. Give everybody something to talk about. I don't put that Chicago game against them, fam. It was literally playing in the pool. They were playing in the pool.
Didn't you pick Chicago to win though?
I did. Yeah. No, I picked Chicago to win because of just the San Fran hype overall. But I think Trey Lance proves that he's a good starting quarterback in this league, or can be a starting quarterback in this league and beat Seattle, which is more important than him beating Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So we rocking with that. Checking that table. I got the Bengals over the Cowboys. I got the Broncos snapping back against the Texans. Raiders over the Cardinals. Packers over the Bears this time. And Bills stumping the Titans. I don't even know what that is. And lastly, on Monday night, filed that Kirk Cousins pack because he's going to get a dub. We smoking it for him. You feel me? I'm taking Minnesota over the Eagles. I love me some Jalen Hurts, so I still hope he does well. I expect him to do well, but I got Minnesota over Philly on Monday night.
I disagree. Y'all know who I got.
Yeah.
Keep paying.
Minnesota don't play on Monday, but
yes, they do.
They do play on Monday.
It's two teams that play on Monday.
Yeah, they play at 6:15 on Monday.
It's a doubleheader. It's Titans, Bills,
Okay.
Minnesota.
That's all I'm saying. It's two teams. Chat.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all rocking with us today. We here every Thursday. At this point,
Wednesday.
You know me, yeah. Every Wednesday. At this point, you know, we be on CP time with these. The one at the bottom for sure.
Technical difficulties. Relax.
Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Final Possession. Follow this channel. Follow the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Other than that, for my boys, Young Dare, Lil Zoo.
The video will be up Monday at 8 a.m. Make sure y'all fix your fantasy lineups, all right?
Get at me tomorrow for Well, we're going to be chatting in the Twitch and my other channel. But all right, chat.
Hold up.